Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, taping Culture Crawl on Halloween, so a special little Easter egg if you're watching the video version. But if you're listening on the radio, well, you just have to go on Facebook and figure out what that's all about. But my guests today are from Family Folk Machine, Jon Ranard and Jean Littlejohn. Welcome.
Thank you, Dennis. Thanks for having us.
Nice to have you both back up here as you're getting ready for the fall concert for Family Folk Machine, the international, intergenerational, and probably international too, I'm guessing. Maybe a little, has been at least. Family Folk Choir, which is based in Iowa City. Before we start talking specifically about the concert, Jean, just for those who aren't familiar with Family Folk Machine, just sketch out a little bit about the organization.
Yeah, so we started in 2013, so we're coming up on our 10th anniversary, which is very exciting for us. We're a non-auditioned choir, which means that absolutely everyone is welcome. We've got some people with lots of background musical experience and some who are true novices. And we're an intergenerational choir. And so one thing that often happens is that a family will come where the parents maybe feel like, well, I'm not really a singer or something, but they're there for their kids. But it's also a chance for those parents to grow in their musical skills. And we try to explore American history and culture through song. So sometimes that has to do with singing historic songs, and sometimes it has to do with exploring where we are as a culture in the present moment.
The concert coming up is entitled Carry On, Songs for Living. Jon, tell me a little bit about the program.
The program is a wide variety of music, and I think in the title of our ensemble, it's Family Folk Machine, and Jean recently made a statement that folk music is defined so differently for different people, and it really should be in line with songs that bring communities together, and in whatever way that is. And I think it can be different for everyone. But our mix of songs is pretty wide-ranging this time, all the way from, I can't think of the actual... It's just every kind of style you can imagine.
So, Jean, do you... help Jon out here.
Please
What's on the program?
Yeah, so the concept of it is sort of in this moment of as we're trying to make steps forward from the pandemic, how are we approaching that? And that's sort of with the Carry On. And one thing I really like about our program this fall is that there are so many interconnections between the songs. So, for example, songs from very different sources. There are some phrases in the lyrics that appear in multiple songs. And one of those phrases is the phrase carry on, like help me carry on, like this is how I carry on kind of thing. And another one is on my way. Oh, I'm on my way now. And one of the songs by Valerie June that's on the program is entitled On My Way. And it's sort of like, how do we take those steps forward? And then we kind of take a turn in the program with, there's one kind of amusing song called Knuckleheads that sort of represents like the obstacles that we face in life and how, the world is full of knuckleheads. What are you going to do about it? And I think with all the strife we've had in our country and communities lately, that's something that everybody can relate to. But we kind of come through that and say, well, we deal with that by supporting each other. And so we have quite a few songs that are about friendship and actually about mental health and like how it's important to speak up and to lean on your friends for support when you need it. And so that's kind of the direction the concert takes. And we end up with a remaking of the Curtis Mayfield song, Keep On Keepin' On, that was performed this summer by the Silk Road Ensemble and Rhiannon Giddens. So it kind of has updated lyrics, and that's sort of where we end up from that journey.
So, you talked about how the program, the theme of the program is, leaning on each other, counting on each other, being a part of our community. What comes first when you're designing the program, the songs or the theme?
Probably often there's like a song or two that are kind of the kernel, and then other songs kind of start to glom onto there like that's a magnet and it draws other songs into its orbit. But one thing I really enjoy is just seeing the way a certain song's meaning can kind of change by the things you put around it. And so that's been really cool with this program in particular.
You have recently added, this is a special note to KCCK listeners, you have recently added 2 prodigious talents to the Family Folk Machine, our own Craig Kessler and his wife Janet.
Yes, it's
so
fantastic.
Craig's been talking about this a lot. It sounds like he and
that's
Janet
awesome.
are really enjoying being a part of this.
Yeah, we're so glad to have them. It's been really fun.
Okay, John, this is the time where I ask you, right now at least, what's your favorite moment in the show?
Oh my goodness! I hate it when people give this blanket answer, but they're all sort of my favorite for different reasons. And but I think the song that I keep singing in my head. There's 2 that I keep singing, and one is by it's our version of a song by a group called They Might Be Giants, and it's called "Happy Doesn't Have to Have an Ending," or "Happiness Doesn't Have to Have an Ending." And it's just so catchy that you truly wake up in the night and you're singing this little chant. It's really awesome. And then the other one is our version of a song called "Killing the Blues." And it's exactly the opposite feel of the happiness doesn't have to have an ending. And it is, and it's our take on a version that was recorded by Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. And it's one of those songs that just sort of washes over you. And because it's so laid back and so it kind of just seeps into your soul, you don't realize that it's a happy song initially. And it's all about how I'm going through life and I'm killing the blues. I'm not letting them get me. I'm going to kill them first. And it's not quite as horrible as I said.
Yes, but not quite so much blood as it might be indicated, right?
But it is Halloween.
Yeah, it is Halloween. But yeah, those are 2 that are completely different styles and completely different takes, and those are the 2 that, curiously enough, keep going around in my head. But so many other great songs in there too, and the kids are very involved in their own things and with everybody else, and it's just nice.
You have a wide variety, obviously, of ages and backgrounds, like we talked about earlier. Does that present challenge in the arranging process of getting the songs ready? Or do you usually have arrangements, kind of fairly stock arrangements that you're able to get?
Well, the kids are usually involved in different ways on different songs. So a few of our songs this fall are kind of more maybe adult focused, and the kids don't participate on those. But then on others, they kind of take the lead. Like the song John was talking about, "Happy Doesn't Have to Have an Ending," it's very kid focused. So the kids are singing the verses on their own, and then the adults roar in on the chorus. And we're also featuring something that I think is new for us, which is one of our teens, who happens to be my kid, is actually conducting that song as a part of like our program of helping as best we can each member to sort of grow in their music development. And so that's quite exciting. And also there's choreography, which is new for us.
Oh,
that's the
little dancing on that
little
song
dancing,
too. Is
yep.
that now? I'm guessing that of all the members of the choir, it's the parents who are the most concerned about getting that right.
Yes, that's true. And some of them, we have some enthusiastic dancers and some that are less enthusiastic about the dancing. But that's fine. We've got we've got all types. And it's just such a happy, boisterous song that we thought some of that might erupt into movement. So
the concert is Carry On, Songs for Living, November 13th, Sunday afternoon at the Englert Theatre. Do people need tickets or...
The concert is free.
Our favorite price.
We'll have donation boxes if you're so moved. And we're, trying to make a little special push coming into our 10th anniversary, hoping to do some specific programming geared toward that in the coming months. And John had the idea of having a little promotional video made to help us with that. So, John, do you want to say just a word about that?
Sure. We are... It's coming up on our 10th anniversary, and it was just a way to reintroduce or completely introduce Family Folk Machine in a different way, and just say, this is what we do, and this is why we're doing what we do, and this is who we are. And it turned out really, really wonderful. And it's great because it's a great slice of Family Folk Machine. We are the community that we want to reach out to, because we are doctors, lawyers, teachers, parents, scientists, therapists, musicians, kids,
DJs.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, exactly. And so our whole thing was, this is who we are and this is where we come from, and we're all coming together to do this thing. And we love the camaraderie, and we like the music. We learn a lot. We laugh a lot. We enjoy each other, and it's worth it. And so and the video turned out really great. And
thanks to April Clark,
Yeah.
videographer.
yeah.
Who is friend of the show, April Clark, and
Yes.
one of your board members. Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Well, send that to us, and we'll also share that out along with
that'd be awesome.
along with this when we
That'd
get
be
the
great.
chance. So, can people join at any time during the season? I mean, obviously, you're probably not going to show up and expect to sing the day before the concert, but
Right.
do you kind of start everybody at the same time, or can people come in during the year?
Usually people join in the first couple weeks of a session. So we'll start up again in January around the time school starts, and that would be a perfect time for people to join.
So if you are interested, if this is whetting your appetite, not only to see a fun concert, but also maybe to get involved, because anybody can get involved, people can do that from your website, which is?
familyfolkmachine.org.
All right. Well, again, it's Carry On, Songs for Living at the Englert Theatre on November 13th. John and Jean, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Dennis. Happy Halloween.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or however you get your podcasts. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.